to the last story. It was reported yesterday that Eddie Howe has left his position as Newcastle manager after almost 5 years in charge. It was said that the split was amicable. The divorce in quotes now was amicable. That Eddie Howe said he wanted to take a break from football and just one. Personally, I feel that's just a cover-up story. The result does not match. Yes, the Saudi-led owners, they've been very frustrating when it comes to transfer. Last season, they barely spent about £70 million. This season, there is no indication that they want to spend money on transfers. I think it was because of that. That is the reason why they decided to pack his bag and leave. Yes, with the amount of money they spent during the takeover, you would have expected Eddie Howe to be much more consistent in giving results. Yes, he won the Carabao Cup after almost 50 years. However, if you look at the Newcastle team, based on the investment that has come in, you would expect Newcastle to be much more consistent than this. What do you make of this? And who do you think the new manager should be for Newcastle that probably take them forward?
Yeah, Eddie Howe leaving Newcastle is very, 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 very sad. He's one of my favorite managers. He's one of I don't like him to an extent because he's very stubborn. His Newcastle side can frustrate you, especially last 2 seasons when he to get to the Champions League. So I kind of like him and dislike him. I dislike him displaying my club, but I like him displaying other things. It's not that kind of thing. So it's sad to see him leave because yeah, he has done fantastically well at Newcastle, right? Took over from Steve Bruce and he won them their first silverware and as for in 70 years actually, and he also
True.
to get to back Champions League appearances, right?
True.
So that's very 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 impressive. Now it's sad. It's also sad to see the club not backing him up because he said,
Hmm.
and I quote, he has lost. He doesn't have control of Newcastle signing anymore, and that's why I feel like being a manager is better than being a head coach, right?
Hmm.
Because if you are a head coach, you can just oversee what is on the pitch. You cannot oversee tactics. You only just to when you are bring tactics, make sure your team win. Anything outside of that, you don't have a say.
Hmm.
That's why head coaches are limited. Xabi Alonso was wise enough to tell Chelsea, give me the manager position.
Hmm.
I want to be the manager. I don't want to be the head coach. You guys will not have anything to do with my signing. I will choose who I want to sign. I will choose who I want to release. Right? So anything I've seen Chelsea signing, all these old people, is Xabi Alonso, not Chelsea. It's Xabi Alonso that is doing
I
the
know.
manager.
Hmm.
Eddie Howe is not the manager. He's the head coach. That is
Hmm.
why he doesn't have any. I'm not saying head coaches don't have right to make transfers. They can put in the suggestion. They can say, okay, this is what I want. But that is not. It doesn't mean the club will get them because they are not head coaches,
Hmm.
right? That's up to the sporting director and the other. But managers have double roles. Now that's a separate topic on his own. Now let's go to Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe is telling us here that he doesn't have. Imagine a club that lost Isak before. They lost Isak to Liverpool previously. That's not enough. Now they sold up Tonali and Anthony
Yes.
Gordon, two of the club's
Yes.
best players.
Players. Yeah, that's true.
And now we are getting that Bruno. We are hearing that Bruno wants to go to Arsenal. If it's you will not leave. Without his consent, it's not like they asking him, should we sell them? They don't care what you want or what you don't want.
Hmm.
You sold up to Mali. You sold up and to go down. You get to Mali to your opponent. Spurs. You carry Anthony Gordon dash into Barcelona. Now you want to carry the club midfield engine, Bruno Guimaraes, and give him to Arsenal. What do you expect the coach to do?
Hmm.
What do you expect the coach to do?
Hmm.
There is no light
That's
at the
true.
end of the tunnel
That's true.
for the club. That's what he's saying. He's not seeing any light at the end of the tunnel for the club. That's why he's leaving. He's not just leaving. He's saying he wants to quit football totally. Look after that traumatized him. People we have seen a lot of they have traumatized him. That's why he wants to leave football. He's taking a break from football because Newcastle have traumatized him. It's not fair. Newcastle, what Newcastle What Newcastle are doing is not good. That traumatized that poor old man. So this thing is no. Honestly,
But but but
I
but
feel
but
for
but
Eddie
but
Howe. I
but
feel for
but
Eddie Howe.
but do you think this is an opportunity for him to take over the England job? Because I mean, I remember we were talking about the England situation with Tuchel. You were one of those that said, maybe it's you or Stimulu that said that Eddie Howe will probably be a better replacement. Who is an Englishman, I probably be a better replacement for Tuchel. Tuchel is not the man to take the English side forward. Do you think probably after leaving the Newcastle job, he has a shot at getting the England national team job? Because I feel at the next Euros, by the next Euros, Tuchel will be fired. That's what I think. If he doesn't win it,
Yeah. I think this is the chance. I feel like this is a chance, and I feel like that's one of. I feel like maybe that's why he's losing, but he maybe consider that that's why he now left the job because I feel like he's going to do a better job there. He's going to do a better job at the England national team, right? It's going to be very very wonderful thing, especially considering the fact that he's English himself. You understand? And he's proven in England. He has proven himself he proved himself at Bournemouth when he took them from League Two to the Premier League. That was very very impressive. You understand? Proved himself at Newcastle, won them a silverware. So that if there's no other manager that's proven himself, is Eddie Howe, an English manager in and out. So this is a very 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 good reason for him to leave. But Social is still their manager for now, and England are backing him solidly. Let's see how he's going to perform in the coming tournament. If he's going to behave or if he's going to mess up. If he messes up, he's going to get the boots. They are going to sack him, and Eddie Howe is going to be the favorite automatically. Now, speaking of Newcastle's replacement, I mean, it has already been said, once we employ him, all our youth current coach, Michael, something is his name, they want to employ him. He's a very, very good coach. He has won several trophies for all Halil, including two Asian Champions League. You understand? He was the previous uh, Salzburg coach, won league titles there as well. You understand? He's German. So that's the person that wants to replace Eddie Howe at Newcastle. Now,
do you think it's going to work? Because Chelsea did the same thing with what's the name of this guy that say play with the ball? Rosino. They did Rosino. Chelsea also owns what's the club that he came from again? I can't remember the name now. The club in France that he came from, Strasbourg. Chelsea also owns Strasbourg. They brought Rosino in. They brought him into Chelsea, and it was a disaster. The owners of Al Ahly, they are also majority stakeholder in Newcastle. That's the reason why they are bringing the Al Ahly manager to Newcastle. EPL is not the same thing as the Saudi League. It's not the same thing as the Asian Cup. Don't you think it will backfire the way Rosno backfired on Chelsea?
I actually think it's backfire. I was about to say it. To backfire like mad. You understand? Newcastle finished last season. They are going to finish 19 this previous coming season. You
That
understand?
means they are
Because
relegating now.
they
That's
are
what it means.
if it's
If they finish
possible,
19th,
if they don't relegate, if they don't relegate, they'll finish where Tottenham finished. If they don't relegate, they'll finish where Tottenham finished because Tottenham finished just slightly above relegation. God save
true,
Tottenham. So
true,
uh
true.
so I feel like because they brought in some young players, 20, 18, 19, very young players with no Premier League experience. Is that the kind of players? Look, anyhow, you cannot sell three of your key players and expect to remain, especially if you don't have any strong players coming in. Saudi have money, so I feel like they should get sign some players if they want to remain at the top. You understand? That swept will be swept and they were complaining, they were causing the club, they were causing the coach. That's what I'm saying. With that squad I'm seeing, 12 self, if you are finished 12 next season, na try. I'm telling you, you are finished because things have geared up, things are prepared coming this season. Look at what Fulham is doing. Fulham
True,
are not messing up
true,
this season. Oh.
true.
Look at what so things are gearing up this season. And if you're even Coventry that just came, Coventry are not they are not small. Frank Lampard have the points to prove. And
True.
Frank Lampard is not going back to the Frank Lampard is not going back to the championship. He has a point to prove to Chelsea, as I'm telling you. So things are not messing around this season. And if you're a Premier League club, you are still dragging your feet. They played the friendly against Bristol City, and Bristol beat them 4-1.
True.
That was the game that Eddie Howe announced with is stepping down. So
Mm.
if you are going to be playing like that against in next season, ah, I have bad news for you. That this is just me stating the facts.
Mm.
So I feel like the new coach that's coming has a lot of work to do. He has a whole lot of work to do. The sporting directors have a lot of work to do. Newcastle as a club, they have a lot of work to do. They have players to sign. They have policies to put. They have many things to do. So to
Mm.
avoid a case or a scenario where they will be battling relegation next season, you understand? Let them do the needful. You
Mm.
understand? Because it's not easy to lose someone like Eddie Howe.
Okay, that's fantastic. Anytime we are chatting, time is always running. Time is always running too much. Thank you so much, Colin. It's always amazing having you here. It's always amazing chatting with you about happenings in the football. And I hope by Monday when we come, I hope you will not be angry. Then I hope it will be happy Collins. I hope Nigeria would have surprised you and
Yeah,
beaten Zambia blue and black
yeah,
for us to have a chance at qualifying for the World Cup. Thank you so much, Collins. It's always amazing having you here. Have a wonderful
yeah.
Friday ahead of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Samara.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
Thank you.
too. You too.
Thank you.